and copying our scale value here. Don't know. Let's make sure that the height is correct. We're going to have to move our curtain as well. So yeah, if you do scale any object up and you need everything to fit together again in Unreal, just copy the scale value from the object you scaled up. I'm just going to pull this curtain over a bit so we don't get that nasty intersection happening. So I think I'll start by scaling it in a little. And we'll pull it forward. Alright, let's work on the walls now. Before we do that, let me just do some cleanup here and get rid of the old one we're not using. Okay, let's do a quick save. I'm not sold on the colour of that leather yet either. I may change that a little bit. But again, that's just a question of us taking the texture into Photoshop and doing some colour adjustment on it. Before we do that, let's get the walls done. So let's jump out of isolation mode here. And select that inner wall section, which is this one. Bay window wall inner, that makes sense. Let's export that so we can take it into Painter. I must remember with that option that we turned off in FBX for animation to turn it back on again when I start doing the cloth physics. Otherwise, it won't export my skeletal mesh, the bones. So, if I forget, guys, remind me when we come to do the cloth physics that we for the level. Now let's just save our project in case we want to come back and create a new one. And we want the inner walls. Alright. Now, what are we going to do here? I think a plaster would look okay on these inner walls to make them look a little dirtier. So let's jump back into our substances here and check what we've got. I do know I've got a plaster material here, which is quite good because it allows me to vary up the damage, which is this one here. Let's pull that one in and delete the top layer again, and let's start working with this. Let's unlock the U and the V and start pulling back here on the tiling, I think. This plaster is quite damaged. I didn't really want it to look that damaged. I don't know if that's actually going to be useful for what we want. The building isn't destroyed, so that's not really suitable. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's see what a varnished wood might look like instead of a plaster. I'm just going to pull that in and turn off the top layer. No, not really. Might have been good. Yeah. No. Let's see what else we've got. We've got painted plaster. Let's see what that one looks like. We can always start mixing and matching these together anyway. That might be better, I think. I just wanted a slight distressed wall, not a really destroyed one like the first one was that we had. Just to give it a bit more dirt and wear. And this one is quite worn. You can see the paint has been chipping off. Again, just going to play with my UV values here to see if I can get something that I like the look of a bit better. I might play with the offset value as well and see if I can get it into a position that I like. Alright, let's remove these two top layers because I don't want them. Yeah, this original damaged plaster, that was way too damaged. We could possibly see if we can do a mix on them. Let's see. Might not be too bad. It gives our wall a bit more definition, maybe a bit too much definition though. But what we can do is we can go into the options for this and pull back a bit on the height, I think. Just wait for the shader to recompile. Or we can even turn the height value completely off. Again, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the pattern here to make sure I'm not noticing a repeating damage pattern. And I don't think I am, so it should be alright. Let's bring this in and see what it looks like. Just before I do that though, I think what I'm going to do is copy this. So I've made a copy of the first layer again on top. Let's just make some adjustments here. Of course, we have control over our paint color and our plaster color. I don't think I will change that. I think that color is not too bad. But I think what I might do is pull back here on the luminosity and contrast. Of the top layer. Okay, so that's our original color. That's the copy of the bottom layer, just darkened up a bit. I'm going to add a white mask again. You probably know where I'm going with this. I did a similar thing to the floor when we were doing the floors for the hallway. Again, and jump into my brushes here. Make sure we have quite a large brush. And I'm going to start removing the top layer. And now I'm going to pull back here on the mix. I'm just going to introduce a little bit of that darker colour in. It's subtle, but it just helps to make the wall look a little bit less, again, clean. So it's our original, and that's just slightly dirtied up a little bit. Alright, let's save our project. And what are we calling this one? Bay window walls. And let's export our texture. Before I do that, I'm going to rename this to bay window walls. Text for texture. Okay, let's export it. Make sure we have our path set. Let's jump back into Unreal and import those walls. And we just need to change our shader. We'll call this one matte for material. Okay, let's import our textures for the wall. So we want the color map, the metallic, the normal, and the roughness. Hey Legmog, how's things? Good to see you. What you been up to? Let's pull them into our shader. It is still my haunted house. Lee calls it the haunted house. Yes, it's still that. We're still doing that. We're nearly there. We're getting there. I've been saying to the guys I'm keen to get it done now, but yeah, we're almost there. Just got to finish doing a few pieces for the inside of the building, and then we can do a final pass on the environment, and then we can do our cameras, and then we're done with this project. Normal map and roughness, that's the one. You can't remember where you were when we last spoke, but I'm making this sci-fi city. It's really starting to come together now. Oh, sounds cool. Yeah, no, I can't wait to finish it. Legmog as well. Legmog says he can't wait to see the finished article, and I can't wait to finish it, trust me. Not that I don't enjoy working on it, I do. I love the Unreal Engine, but it's always good to move on to something new. Alright. Let's pull our walls in now. Now, we've got the same problem here with the pivot positions, so I'm just going to jump back into Max and make sure that the X-form is reset on that. So again, let's make sure that our pivot is in the middle, and it wasn't, that was the problem. And just for good measure, we'll do a reset on the X-form. What's your sci-fi city looking like? What are you creating it for, Legmog? Are you doing it on Unreal? What are you doing it for? Are you doing it just as a render? Are you doing it for a game? Just curious. Okay, let's re-export that one more time. Let's re-import it one more time. And now let's see if we've got it. There we go. Okay. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Legmog says it's in Cinema 4D. You decided you hated being sane, so you thought you'd drive yourself mad and pour your soul into making a fully animated short film. Oh, cool. And it takes place in the city. That sounds really cool. I always love looking at the work you guys are doing. Are you a regular though? Because now that I have subs, you can't post in chat, a link in chat, unless you're a sub, or unless you were a regular prior to me going to be a sub. So I'm just going to check if you're actually a regular or not, Legmog. So don't post a link until I check this. But if you can't post into chat, you can certainly join the Phil Does 3D server and post a link in chat there. But I'm just double checking now. It's just simply because now that I have subs, I have to give them something that's unique to them, and that is the ability to post links in chat. I don't think you're on my regular list, Legmog. So, but what you can do is you can post on if you use the Twitch desktop app, you can join the Phil Does 3D server there and post a link. Yeah, I'd love to see it. And so, you know, if you want to post a link in Twitch desktop app, please go right ahead. You can join the server by following that link that you'll see in a minute. Oh, no, you would if I could spell it properly. If you go to that link, you can post a link in general chat there, or you can whisper me or send me a message through the desktop app with the link that way, and I can show it that way. Because I'd love to look at the work you guys are doing. Yeah, and it's only because, like I said, I need to give some benefit to my subscribers, so they're the only ones really able to post in Twitch chat, unfortunately. But that's why I created the Phil Does 3D server, so you guys can show me work that way, if you're not a sub. We just need to get our scale correct again, so I'm going to, again, copy our scale value. Because I certainly love looking at the work you guys are doing. That's why I'm on Twitch. But let me know once if you do that, Legmog, because I don't have the app open at the moment. I'd have to open it up. No problem, Legmog. There's a general chat there in the Phil Does 3D server. You can post a link. Anyone can post a link to that. So. So please, guys, feel free if you know, I know people either can't or don't want to subscribe to a channel, which is fair enough. But you can certainly post a link in on the Phil Does 3D server. It's open to everyone. You have to be a follower. So long as you're a follower, then you're not here. You can go nuts and post your links there, and I can check it out. Okay, you post. Okay, let me just open that up. I just don't have it open normally because it covers up my chat client, but I'll check it now. Just waiting for the Twitch app to load up here. There we go. General chat. Okay. Cool. Let me just copy this link and let's have a look. So yeah, again, guys, anyone is welcome to join the Phil Does 3D server if you like on the Twitch desktop app. Don't feel left out, subscribers, because you have your own special chat channel for subscribers only there as well. But the general chat is open to everyone. So what am I looking at here, Legmon? Just let me close that for a minute. I really hate Facebook. Keds is saying that I should have a Discord server instead of a Twitch one. Yeah, I know it's more common, and you can connect it to your Twitch page as well. Yeah, to get all the info from who's subbed or not. I can do that through the Twitch desktop app too, by the way. I can find out who my subs are through that. It's all connected with Twitch because Twitch make it. It used to be cursed, I think. So I understand where you're coming from with Discord. The only reason I'm not using Discord is simply because Twitch are really pushing the desktop app, because they've, you know, they bought it from Curse. They're pushing it, and I have a feeling they're going to encourage streamers to use it over Discord. Put it that way. So at the moment, I'm just using the Twitch desktop app, but I'm familiar with Discord. I know of it. I should look into it. We'll see how we go. That and the fact now that Twitch are doing those loot crates and all that sort of stuff, that'll integrates with the desktop app. So if you want to take advantage, if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber or an Amazon Prime subscriber and you want to use any of the loot that Twitch offer you as a subscriber, you need the desktop app to actually access it. So they're really pushing the desktop app. Okay, so Legmog says this is the page where he documented the production of the film. Just have a little scroll through some of the recent posts of the city block districts you've been making. You also posted a super special secret link, which shows all the city districts thus far compiled together. Okay, let's have a look here. So Bright Spark is the animated series you're working on, I'm assuming. Pilot episodes, cool. It's a cool little character. Okay, so these are the city blocks you're talking about here, yeah? Correct, okay. Well, that's very, very colourful and very cool. So that is really, really interesting. Like I said, very colourful. It'll make a great animated short, for sure, just by looking at the environment, because it's super colourful, which is what you want. Ked says, you understand just saying a lot more people. Yeah, I know they do, Keds, I know. I know they do. Look, Twitch don't say to me, you must use the desktop app. Don't get me wrong. Twitch have not said to me, hey Phil, we want you to use the desktop app. I've had no communication from Twitch about that at all. So don't think Twitch are pressuring me or anything like that. It's simply because Twitch purchased Curse and the desktop app does what Discord does pretty much. And they encourage people to use it through the loot and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd get in ahead of time just for when people really do start using the desktop app a lot more. But I've got nothing against Discord. I know Discord's great. I know you guys love Discord. I may set up a Discord as well. I've tried to avoid doing that at the moment, simply because I've got so much social media and stuff I've got to keep track of now. But we'll see how we go. If enough of you guys want me on Discord, I'll set up Discord. Not a problem. Yeah, no, this looks great, Legmog. Really does. Like I said, it's super colourful, which is going to be great as far as an animated film goes. I don't know what target audience you're going for with your animated film, whether it's a younger crowd or not. This would certainly suit a younger crowd as far as the colours go. The modelling is very nice. Texturing looks great, actually. Yeah, no, it does. It looks great. Let's have a look. Yeah, certainly very nice. Really interesting, actually. I really like creative work like this where it's out of the ordinary, if you know what I mean. It's not a car, it's not a gun, it's something completely unique, and it looks great. The texturing is very nice, and the modelling is very nice too. And like I said, it will certainly make a really interesting animated film location. It looks like it'd make a good game too, in some way, if you know what I mean. You could turn this into a game. Cool. Nighttime view. No, that's fine. That's why I'm here. I want to see the work you guys are doing. It's the whole reason I'm on Twitch. It's to encourage you guys to do 3D and look at the work that you guys are doing. So, you know, please guys, if you're watching my channel and you have work you want me to look at, or and you don't mind me showing it on stream, please feel free to, if you're not a subscriber, if you're a sub, put a link in Twitch chat. If you're not, then join the Phil Does 3D server and show me a link that way. No matter what skill level you're at, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be incredible modeler and texturer like we see here. You can be any skill level at all. I'm happy to look at all your work. I'm happy to give you my opinion on anything if you like regarding 3D. But this looks really cool, really cool. Yeah, it does. It looks great. And like I said, it looks like you could turn it into a game, I would have thought, as well. The environment's pretty much set up for you could create an interesting game mechanic with it. Certainly doing an animated short, even though it's still a lot of work to do any sort of film work, is going to be a lot less work than perhaps trying to create a game. but certainly if the response from the short film is positive, it could be something you could think about doing later on, because you've got the assets already made. It's just getting a mechanic around the level and that type of thing that you've got to sort of work out. But I could see how you could, for sure. Just keep that in mind. Even though I know you're concentrating on doing the short film at the moment, do remember, because you have the assets made, it's possible to turn it into a game. So you guys, I recommend you check out his Bright Spark here, this short film that they're working on, because it does look very cool. And the character itself is very cute. Okay, so this is a speed video from yesterday's shoddy block, as Legmog calls it. Let's have a look. Okay, this is a speed video of the creation. That's very cute. In the corner there, turning the wheel. I actually like looking at these speed videos too. I do them. I used to do them for my highlights on my YouTube channel. I stopped doing that simply because it's too much work for me now. But if you go back to the beginning of the year, I did a couple of speed videos of a couple of the streams I did. It's always cool to see this sort of stuff going on. Well, there you go. As Legmog says, if anyone is more interested, search Animedia, I'm assuming, on Facebook. Or you can certainly check out the Facebook page here as well. That's very cool. And seeing it all being built there in a speed bit is always really cool. This looks really nice. Let's have a look. Yeah, again, very cool. Like I said, I really like the texture and colouring composition you've got going on here. The colour work is very nice. The lighting is very nice, actually. And the environment is really interesting. That looks great. Really great. Yeah, it is very nice. And again, a night scene. No, the lighting is very nice. The color composition is very nice as well. Yeah, it does. It looks great. Looks like you guys have done quite a bit of work here on the environments. You've got a lot done. How long have you guys been working on this? Because you've created quite a few environments here. Yeah, they all look great. I love that. That looks great. Legmog says that he has a very old PC, so I'm straddling the line between nice visuals and not making a PC blow up. And he says he just bit himself. Oh, sorry, it's just him by himself. It's just me by myself. Okay. Well, I'm impressed. You've done quite a lot of work for someone working on their own. And like I said, I really like the texture work, the color composition is looking great. Really nice. Very colorful, which is important, particularly if you're, like I said, if your target market is a younger audience. So while it's colorful, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's tastefully colorful. The colors all blend really, really nicely. So the color composition is very nice. And the environments are really interesting. They're really unique. Synthe says he just PM'd me on Twitch with a work in progress. Just let me check that. I actually don't log into my Twitch account while I'm streaming. I don't monitor my stream while I'm streaming. But let me see if it's, oh yes, it looks like it's popped up here in my, in the Twitch desktop app, which is good. Okay, let me have a look here. All right. So this is signed, I'm assuming maybe is your username, sorry. Again, my apologies you guys if I get your usernames incorrect, it's me. I have a problem with everybody's username. Maybe signed is how you're pronouncing it. Okay, so it's captured with light shot. This is really nice, it's very detailed. Very detailed. It's a nice render actually too. Sneed, okay. I'll remember that, I'll try to remember that, Sneed. What is this, has this been created for Sneedy? Just, is this part of anything else? Is this just because you wanted to? I'm just curious as to what the object is that, that you've made. Because I really like the detail you've got going on here in the modeling. It looks great. And like I said, I like the render as well. The render is very nice. Very clean. You're just practicing modeling different shapes. Okay, fair enough. It looks great. It looks really great. An exceptional amount of detail. Really nicely put together. Yeah, it looks good. You're going to texture it out. This would be a great thing to take into Substance Painter if you wanted to do it in Substance to do your texture work. Just saying. Don't feel you need to, but the object is outstanding as far as detailing goes. And textured up, it could look really amazing. And yeah, he has done a real good job. Yeah, no, you have done a really good job, Sneed. Like I said, I like the detail you've got going on. The modelling detail is outstanding. I'd like to see it textured. Like I say to you guys all the time, it's always great if you can show textured work, particularly if you're making a portfolio. You really want to texture your models up. Usually, I mean, yeah, you're going to have a better chance of getting work if you show them textured models. But having said that, you don't feel that you need to. Particularly if you're not looking for work, I mean. Ked says it looks familiar. Did you use any third-party renderer, Sneed? So just Cinema 4D and Physical Sky. I think the render is very clean. It's very nice. It's a very clean-looking render, and that can be difficult to do. Some people that have I work in ArchViz, so we use V-Ray, and people know any physically any renderer, it can be difficult sometimes to not get noise in a render, and this is very clean. So Legmog and Sneed are both using Cinema 4D, and before the only other piece of 3D software that I would use if I had the choice, apart from Max, is Cinema 4D. I used it. It must be about 11 years ago now. It was very big. The studio I was working at the time used to do a lot of titling work for video titles. I used Cinema 4D all the time for that, and it's a great. I don't know what it's like now, but it was great then. It's a nice piece of software, 3D software. I still prefer Max now, but if I didn't use Max, I'd probably use Cinema 4D. So I can relate. It's a great piece of software.